Hello, Karabo.
Hello, Karabo. Someone else whose name we don't know.
Yeah, 1B3.
1B3, yeah. We have to ask them to identify themselves if possible. Hi, Ntando. There's a familiar name, Anam. Welcome, Anam. Okay, so like with all the other courses, you can get started on the do now. The idea is just to fill in the missing blocks with the information that you've got. The first one I can do with you just so that you understand exactly what it is, but it's really supposed to be super, super easy. This is stuff that we know from grade 8 and grade 9. So when lines meet at a common point, so here's the common point that the lines meet at, all right? Then we've got angles around a point, and angles around a point add up to, hopefully you're all thinking 360. So if I add angle A to angle B to angle C to angle D, I'm going to end up with 360 degrees. Okay, so that's the whole idea behind these questions. So you can try, I suppose, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, just while we're waiting for everybody to arrive. I'm just going to move the screen up a little bit. There we go. And hopefully everybody should be with us soon. Okay, so hello Sihle, we've got you back, that's nice. Oh, thanks for all the hearts, Sihle, that's really nice. Oh, hello, Reabets. Oh, Coco, what's happening to the screen where that happens? Is there a setting that we can turn off? Where we can, sure. Where we can, because I know yesterday I had red arrows.
Yes. I will look into the settings.
Yeah, that's fine. Hi, yeah, David. Okay, no, that's fine.
We haven't pushed off, but I'll look into that.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. Thanks very much. Okay, so it's so nice to see familiar people. Mohamalepe, welcome back. Ria Betswe, welcome back. It's so nice that you guys decided to join us. Okay, so as I was saying to the others, just while we're waiting for everybody to arrive, yeah, David, quite right. What do we have to do? Okay, so can you see here in the middle of the screen, I've got a table for you and it says fill in as many as you can. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the diagram, all right, and then you can read the information on the left-hand side. So 2 or more angles formed when a straight line intersects another line, then what are we going to do? All right, so what is this piece of information? This is adjacent angles on a straight line. it implies there that A and B add up to something, and I'm hoping you'll be able to fill in the missing gaps. Okay, no worries, Zayan. I'm so glad you joined us. So nice to have you back here with us again. And yeah, we'll wait 1 more minute and then we'll get underway. See if you can fill in the missing gaps on number 2, 3, or even number 4 if you manage. That would be great. And this is just supposed to be a recap of what we already know from grade 8. Okay, so let's leave it there, grade 10s. I want us to sort of get on with our lesson. This is what we were supposed to do in the do now. And then we can just have a little bit of a chat before we actually start talking about geometry. Okay, so when two angles lie next to one another on the same straight line, they are called adjacent angles on a straight line. And what do they add up to? David, do you know? What do they add up to? Adjacent angles on a straight line.
360 degrees.
That's angles around a point. Angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. But angles that are on a straight line are going to add up to 100 and... That's it. Well done. Okay, so 180 degrees. So if I add A and B together, I'm going to end up with 180. Good job. Okay. Next one. Two lines intersect each other. Then we've got vertically opposite angles. What can we say about A and B? All right, so Zayan, I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at this. What can we say about A and B? They're vertically opposite angles. What does that mean? A and B are? Lovely, thanks, Maya. They are equal. Good job. Well done. So A and B are equal to each other. Very nice. All right, now the next one. Okay, so when parallel lines are crossed by a transversal, then angle A equals angle B. What type of angles are those? So your keyboard is acting. Okay, Zayan, don't stress. If you want to unmute your mic and that's a little bit easier for you, then do that. Okay. Let me see who I can pick on here. Sihle. Okay, when parallel lines are crossed by a transversal and A is equal to B, all right, and they're in this orientation where they end up making a Z shape. Sihle, what sort of angles are these? Can you remember? They make a Z shape. What is Sihle saying? Is there a message here? Let's just have a quick look. Oh, it's Nizole. Okay, welcome, Nizole. Nice to have you with us. Sihle, do you know what sort of angles these are? No? Anybody else? Anybody else know what they're called? Angles that make a Z shape? Between two pairs. Oh, so you're typing. I'm sorry, Sihle. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's right. Quite right, Sihle. Thank you so much. All right. My apologies for being a little bit impatient. Alternate angles. Alternate angles. Good job. Okay, nice. Well done, grade 10s. Very good. Okay, so the truth is when we want to do geometry, there is a lot of theory that we have to know from grade 8 and grade 9. And unless we know that theory and are comfortable with these things, it means making the jump to grade 10 geometry and doing grade geometry is going to be quite a lot more difficult. It's quite late in the year by now, but has everybody done geometry at school? If you have, can you please give me a thumbs up? on the chat? And if you haven't, can you please give me a thumbs down on the chat, just so I know who's done this section, please? Thanks, Seon. Thanks, Maya. So a thumbs up if you have done geometry, and a thumbs down if you haven't done geometry yet, please, grade 10s. Okay, David, all right.
Thumbs up.
Thank you. All right, so there are a couple of you that have said no, you haven't done this yet. Okay, so today's lesson I don't think is going to where we're starting. We're going to start with the basics, Nzolete. We always have to start with the basics. So I'm just going to quickly run through what we should already know, and then we're going to move on and start talking about the grade 10 stuff. Okay, so today's lesson is just about us making sure that we've got all the information that we need to be able to do this. Right, so grade 10s, whether we like it or not, we have to accept that maths is a learning subject, especially by the time we get to grade 10, okay, and even more so in grade 11 and grade 12. So when you are given theory, you have to make sure that you learn the theory before you can even start practicing, okay, because you can't work from a place where you have no knowledge, because then you don't know what to do. All right, so there's no point practicing if you haven't learned the theory. All right, so all of these things here that we are going through forms part of your theory, and it's stuff that you absolutely need to know. Okay, so the first few things that we did were things that you learned in grade 8. All right, now this over here, what's in the middle of the screen now, is also just a reminder of grade 8 work. All right, so in this question over here,
my apologies, Lee. Can you just share?
That's okay. I was just wondering why that suddenly popped up in front of me, but it's okay. No, go. It's fine. Don't worry. It's cool. All right. So we were over here. So parallel lines are crossed by a transversal. Angle A equals angle B. What sort of angles are these?
Lee, could you just share your screen again, please?
Oh, is my screen not being shared? Oh, what happened? Coco, I don't know where the share screen. Oh, hang on.
Oh, there we go.
Ta-da! Problem fixed?
My apologies. Continue.
Okay, it's okay. No stress. Okay, so Maya. All right, Maya, when parallel lines are crossed by a transversal and A equals B, what type of angles are created? So these ones that are at the top of the screen at the moment, they make an F shape. Maya, what sort of angles are they? What are they called? Do you remember?
An F shape.
Yes, they make an F shape, but they've got a special name, like the ones that made the Z shape, they were called alternate. The ones that make
an answer corresponding.
That's it. Well done. Corresponding. Good job. So these are corresponding angles. Okay. Riabetswe, when parallel lines are crossed by a transversal, A plus B is going to be equal to what? What sort of angles are these, and what do they add up to? Do you know, Riabetswe? They do. They add up. You can. What do they add up? What are they called?
Alternative angles.
Not these ones. Not these ones are alternate. The ones that make an N shape or a Z shape are alternate. These ones have got a different name. Anybody else know? But well done for trying. I really like your enthusiasm. Think of anything else? Ah, there we go. Yes, the C shape. Yes, exactly. All right, quite right. Nizole and Maya, you've put that onto the screen, and Karabo. These angles are called co-interior. Do you know what the words co-interior means? So co means that things go together. Interior means that they're both on the inside of the parallel line. So co-interior means they go together and they are on the inside of the parallel line. Okay. So co-interior angles. Co-interior angles are not equal. Co-interior angles are supplementary. All right, they add up to 180 degrees. Then something else that we also use in geometry is the theorem of Pythagoras. Okay, so now who am I going to call on? Jared. Jared, can you please tell us what the theorem of Pythagoras is as it relates to this triangle that's on the screen? What should we write here? You're not sure, Jared? Need help? Who can help Jared?
B squared plus C squared.
That's it, B squared plus C squared. All right, lovely. Okay, so adjacent side squared plus adjacent side squared is hypotenuse squared. All right, good job. So that means that as far as the basics are concerned, we're doing pretty well. All right. Now, two more things that I just want to go through with you. All right, we're not going to worry too much about the one at the top, but let's talk about this one over here. This is also really important. Okay, the angles in a triangle add up to what? Karabo, what do they add up to? Good, Nizole, well done, Karabo. They add up to 180 degrees. Perfect, good job. So if I was to add A and B and C together, I'm going to get 180 degrees. Okay, lovely, excellent. All right, and now for a sort of slightly more difficult one, the exterior angle of the triangle. So now the exterior angle of the triangle is created when one of the sides, so in this case, side QR, has been extended. Here in purple, there is your exterior angle, grade 10s, okay? The exterior angle of the triangle is equal to the sum, so sum means adding two things together, of the two opposite interior angles. Okay, so in other words, PRS, so PRS is going to be the purple angle, is going to be equal to which two angles added together? And this question is for Nizole. Good, yes, P and Q. So angle P and angle Q. Okay, so the two opposite interior angles. All right, so this angle over here is not opposite the one on the outside. These two are adjacent to one another, okay? These two angles here are adjacent angles. So the angles that are opposite are going to be this one over here, and then obviously that one over there as well. Okay, so the exterior angle equals the sum of the two opposite interior angles. But luckily for us, our abbreviation, we can just write exterior angle of triangle, and that is sufficient. Okay, well done. We are making good progress, and it seems as though you guys know a lot of the theory already. So that should make the first activity that we're going to do fairly easy. Okay. All right. So now let's have a look. Anybody who's also following us on the live stream is welcome to follow along. Perhaps you can also participate and share some of your answers with us, or maybe we can suggest what an answer is, and then you can give us a thumbs up if you've got the correct answer as well. That would be really great. Okay, so let's focus first on the diagram with with A and B in it. Okay, so let's call this one number 1. All right. Grade 10s, this is now for you to do. All right, I would like you to work out the values of A and B, and then you're going to tell me what you've got. I wonder, I suppose you seem to be doing so well, but I'm just wondering, should I do the first one as an example with you? Or do you feel that you can do this by yourselves? Okay, so an example, no problem. All right, so Harry, can you see there are 2 little lines over here? What is that telling us? All right, no problem, Sihle. What is that telling us? These are the lines that I've colored in purple. What does that mean? I'm colored in orange. What does that mean for us? Yeah, they're equal to each other. All right. And if 2 sides in a triangle are equal to one another, then there are 2 angles that are equal to one another. All right. So in this case, which 2 angles are going to be equal? A and 54. Okay. So the angles that are going to be equal are opposite the equal sides. We call them angles opposite equal sides. Okay, so A and 54 are angles opposite equal sides. So they are equal to one another. So that's what we do in geometry. Okay, we look at the diagram and we look at the information that has been given to us. And we look at what the question is asking us to solve. And then we've got to go back to our theory and we've got to try and figure out which one of these things are we going to use, all right, in order to be able to answer our question. So here we have to identify, first of all, we're working with a triangle. We can see that B is the exterior angle of the triangle because one of the sides has been extended. A is equal to 54 because the 2 sides of the triangle are equal. So this is what we do. We say A equals 54 degrees. Our reason, angles opposite equal sides. Okay, so in geometry, we get marked as follows, grade 10s. We get given 1 mark for a statement and another mark for a reason. But if it's something really, really easy, then we can also get 1 mark, which is statement and reason together. Okay, which is probably what would happen to you at grade 10 level, because what we're looking at here is still grade 8 work. All right, so now we want to work out angle B. We've done the revision for this. I want somebody to tell me how to write a statement, an equation to solve for B, and a reason. All right, Harry, do you think you can do that? Can you make a statement and a reason for me to help solve B? Even if it's not right, Harry, just give it a try. It doesn't matter. Really not? Just try, Harry, even if it's wrong. So what? We're all here together. Nobody's judging. And if it's wrong, we fix it. Give it a bash. What should I write?
B equals to 180 degrees because sum of interior angle.
Harry, that's a very, very good attempt, but B cannot be equal to 180 degrees. Remember, 180 degrees is a straight line.
No, 108.
So 108. Ah, okay. Sorry, no, so just say that again. So you said B equals 108, and your reason?
Because sum of interior angle.
Okay, so it's only your reason that's wrong. Okay, Harry, that's brilliant. So B equals 108, and your reason, exterior angle of triangle. Good, Harry. You see, you know more than what you think you do. All right, so now I'm going to ask you a question. All right, not you, Harry. I'm going to ask somebody else. Let's see. Karabo, where did Harry get the 108 from? How did Harry get 108, Karabo? What do you think he did? Karabo, you got any idea where the 108 comes from? I added 54 twice. Okay, good, David. Yes. Why though, David? Add the number inside. Yes. Okay, good. Sorry, perfect. Well done. Okay, so it's exterior angle of triangle, which is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So he said 54 plus 54 gives us the 108 on the outside. Good, well done. Very nice. Okay, so that's the idea. But I tell you what, maybe it's a little bit easier if we do these and we work together. All right. So the next one, okay, question C. Hang on a second. I'm going to direct this question to, let's see, we've got some new names here this evening as well. Sponga. I think this is the first time that you've ever joined us. Welcome, Sponga. Can you tell me what C is equal to and the reason why? Don't be shy, Sponga. If you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. We're all friends. We fix it together, okay? What do you think, Sponga? What is C going to be equal to and why? Okay, don't know if Sponga can hear me. Nizole, you said 50. Good. All right. Now, Nizole, how are we going to set it out, though? How's the correct way in which to set this out? What should I write so that I've set it out in the correct way? I should write that little angle C is equal to 50 degrees. Okay, you were quite right, alternate angles, so I've made my statement. Then here I can write alternate angles. I'm allowed to abbreviate it. What do I need to do now? Anybody got any idea what I have to do now? If I say alternate angles as a reason, what do I have to provide? Grade 10s, what do I have to put at the end? If I use alternate angles or corresponding angles or co-interior angles as a reason, there's something that I have to do at the end. I have to name the parallel lines, the sides, the parallel lines, Karabo. Yes, so I have to say here, not the sides of the triangle, no, I have to name the parallel lines. So in this case, that line AB is parallel to line CD. Have you seen that before, Nizole? So you don't have to name the sides of the triangle, but you have to name the parallel lines that are responsible for creating the alternate angles. Yeah, you just forgot. Okay, cool. That's why we're doing this. Okay, we can't do the grade 10 stuff if we haven't revised. So that's why we're doing this today. Okay, next one. All right, who am I going to pick on now? Let's see. Ria Betswe, can you please tell us what you think E would be equal to?
Ma'am, I think it would be equal to 54 and D would be equal to 63.
Oh, Ria Betswe, you've said that so beautifully. Well done. Very nice. Now, all you have to do is give me reasons. Okay, so E is equal to 54. What's the reason, Ria Betswe? Do you know? What shape is this object? What could I call this? Let me give it a name. So P, Q, R, S. What is P, Q, R, S? We're not necessarily proving congruency, Sihle, but that is the correct sign for congruency. We will talk about congruency, yes. So the three lines that way, perfect. So square, not quite a square, Harry, because how is this different to a square? Remember, a square has to have 90 degrees at the corner, isn't it? So this is not a square. This is a right angle. It's a rhombus, absolutely. It could be a rhombus. It's a parallelogram. Good job, Anna. Okay, good job. It's a parallelogram, absolutely. So the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, and that would be your reason, Ria Betswe. So here it would be opposite angles of a parallelogram. Now, here's something else. Did you know that you can abbreviate the word parallelogram to those four letters PARM? Is that something you've heard before, grade 10s? No, okay. All right, well, that's cool because then at least that's something that you learned tonight that you didn't know. All right, so when we get to grade 10, I'm just going to write it up here. The good news is we don't have to write out the word parallelogram every single time. Thank goodness not. So parallelogram, what a long word. Okay, so we can now refer to it as a palm, just like that, P-A-R-M. Okay, so when you hear me talking about palms later on, that's what I mean, parallelograms. Okay, so you don't have to write out the word parallelogram anymore, which is cool. That saves us a little bit of time. Okay, so P-Q-R-S is a palm. Why? Now, Ria Betswe told us that D was equal to 63, right? But she never gave us a reason. Okay, so Anam, why did Ria Betswe say that D is equal to 63? What was the reason for that? You know, Anam? True, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, all right? But Anam, the reason that D is equal to 63, David saying it's not because of opposite angles of a parallelogram. Okay, so David is saying 180 minus 117 is 63. Where do you get 117 though, David? And where do you get the 180? Oh, hang on a second. Okay. So one second. Yes, Nizola, you're on the right track. David, explain to us where you got the 117 from.
I said 54 plus 60 degrees, and then I got 117. Then I subtracted 117 from 180. That is going to give me 63.
Absolutely. And the reason why I've asked you to explain that to us is because I want to just reiterate or to emphasize how interesting it is that everybody's got their own way of doing things. Okay, so David, the way that you answered this question, 100% correct. You got the answer of 63, but it was different to what Nzole was going to do or what Karabo suggested and what I would have even done. But all of us are absolutely 100% correct. Okay, so what David did is this. David said, hang on a second, David. Can we actually do that? Sorry, I thought we were working in this triangle over here when we had a known and we had that known. Do we know? Well, I suppose we do know that that's going to be the same, isn't it? Yeah, because I guess these triangles are going to end up being congruent. Okay, but what we would need to do, David, if we did want to do that, we would first need to know the size of this angle over here, all right, the one that I'm coloring in purple. We don't know that. So what the others have suggested here, Nzole and Karabo, is actually the right way that we would have to do this. So they've said alternate angles. Okay, because it makes a Z shape. So quite right, D equals 63. Alternate angles, and then what must I forget not to do? Name the parallel line. So I've got to say PS parallel to QR.
Why are you?
What's wrong, Zayan? Do you have a question? All good? Okay. All right, let's have a look at the next. Oh, you were yawning. Okay. I hope you're not bored, Zayan. All right, let's have a look at these questions over here. Okay, so in the first diagram, we've got parallel lines PQ. Okay, you promised you're not bored. Oh, good, I'm glad. Okay, so we've got lines PQ parallel to line RS, and we need to work out the size of angle F, and then we also need to work out the size of angle X. Okay. Who are we going to call on? Maya, let's go back to you. How would we work out the size of angle F, Maya? What do you reckon?
F is equal to 80 degrees because of the vertically opposite angle.
Lovely. Okay, so F is equal to 80 degrees because of vertically opposite angles. Good job. Okay, so that one was really easy. All right, so now that we know how big F is, can we work out how big X is? Or do we need some more information? Anybody got an idea how we're going to work out how big X is now? We know that F is 80. Anybody got any suggestions? Okay, X is equal to 80 because of co-interior angles. Okay, But, and am very nice thinking, but remember, co-interior angles are not equal. Ria Betswe says 50, yes, but Ria Betswe, you've got to explain where it comes from. Okay, so when you're doing geometry, it's almost like writing a story. You've got to explain where the stuff comes from, right? So where are you getting x is equal to 50 from? What was the starting point, your starting statement? You're right, but what's the first statement that we have to make? Can anybody help Ria Betswe? She was on the right track. Anam, can you help Ria Betswe? What sort of angles is Ria Betswe working with? What is she? What's she implying here? Right, so here's a parallel line. Here's another parallel line. Someone said earlier, this is the sort of C or U shape. Absolutely. And Anam already told us co-interior angles. Okay. So F plus X adds up to how much? Anam? X plus F we know is 50. It's got to add up to 180. Good job, Karabo. What kind of angles are they? Co-interior angles. Okay, because they make that U shape. They lie together between the parallel lines on the inside. Okay, if I've used co-interior angles as a reason, grade 10s, I have to remember to name. It is going to be, Harry, are you saying y plus 50? Is that what you mean? Okay, so yes, everything, okay, all right. So Harry, can you see this orange U that I've drawn?
Yes.
Okay, so this angle over here is equal to, oh yes, sorry, you're quite right, y50. This is supposed to be 80, Harry. Sorry. Because they're vertically opposite. Sorry. I just wasn't looking at it properly. Okay, so x plus 80 is equal to 180. Thank you, Harry. Thanks for picking that up. Okay, so now what we've got is 2x is going to be equal to, so x plus x gives us 2x, takes the 80 over to the other side. So on the other side, we're going to be left with 100. Okay, and that's where you got your 50 from. Okay, Ria Betswe, because now we would have divided both sides by 2. Okay, so x is going to be equal to 50 degrees. All right, so again, we have to tell a story. We have to make a statement. We have to provide a reason. And then we have to solve the equation that we have created. Okay. Let's move on and have a look at the next diagram. Okay, so here we've got triangle EDB, triangle EDC, and triangle EBC as well. All right, now, how are we going to work out the size of G? I would like you guys just to try that one on your own, make the statement, provide the reason, and then you're going to give me the answer. Okay, so as soon as you got the answer, then you can pop a thumbs up in the chat. what I'm going to try and do here is just see if we can get the people that are on the live stream just a little bit more involved. So let me rub that out. Okay, so people that are on the live stream, this is for you. If I give you 3 options, okay, so option A is that G is equal to 20. Option B is that G is equal to 24. And option C is that G is equal to 17. Okay, so everybody on the live stream, you can vote on that, whether you think it's A or B or C, and then Coco can tell me what you've decided. Okay, so as for the rest of us, okay, who have I not picked on in a long time? Who's been sitting quietly? Kelebohile, minding their own business. Kelebohile, can I call on you? Kelebohile, can you make us a statement about G? How are we going to work out what the answer is? Okay, Harry. Good job. Nice one. Well done. There we go. So a whole lot of you are answering. Excellent. Indeed. Indeed. Okay. But what is the correct way to set it out? Okay, we've got to set it out in the right way. What did they vote for on the live stream, Coco? Did anyone vote?
Yes, we've got 4 C's. So I think they also did
brilliant.
a good job, which is awesome.
Oh, excellent. That's wonderful. Please convey my congratulations to them. That's well done. Well done, guys. Okay, so G plus 115 plus 48 has to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, angle summon, triangle. Sorry, the chat box is just in the way at the moment. Okay, so yes, indeed, G will be equal to 17. Okay, now I'm going to do this with a live chat again. All right, so angle EBD, grade 10s. All right, so I'm just naming it in a slightly different way, but we've got to be comfortable with things like this as well. Angle EBD. Let's just move this down. Angle EBD, I'm just going to point it out to you. Okay, EBD, it's this little angle over here where I've colored in red. I want you to work out how big that angle is going to be as well, right? So again, I'm going to give the people on the live stream a couple of options. So let's go with option number 1. All right, so option number 1 is it is 121 degrees. Option number 2, the rest of you that are doing the lesson with me are going to work out how big angle EBD is in the conventional way. All right, so while they're just busy doing that, then I'm going to put these things up for the people doing the live stream. Okay, then it could also be equal to option 3. Let's give you a 4th option. And okay, so the live stream people can vote on that, on whether they think it's number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Everybody else that's in my class. Zayon. Zayon, what would you write? How would you calculate EDB, please? Zayan, how would you work out EDB? Any idea? Okay, Zayan doesn't know. Is there anybody else who can help Zayan? Claire, what do you think? How would we work out angle EDB? What do you think we should do? Does no one know? Okay, if you think that you have absolutely no idea, put a thumbs down in the chat. No idea whatsoever. Put a thumbs down in the chat. If you think you might have an idea, then you can put a thumbs up. Let's see what you say. Okay, David. Okay, Harry. Cool. What about the rest of you? Claire says no. Senetlankler says no. Fine. Good. Then it's worth our while that we're talking about these sorts of things. Has anybody in the live stream been able to?
Not yet, not quite. I think they may be stuck as well.
Okay.
Yes, Karabo. Sorry.
You know what? My brain is not working very well tonight. Someone said angle on a straight line. Karabo, quite right. But I made a very, very silly mistake. Hold on a second, because I'm trying to do two things at the same time, and that doesn't work. Okay, hang on. All right, so live stream people, just hold on 2 ticks. All right, hold on. Okay, I'm going to change the options. Sorry, because I'm trying to do 2 things at once, which is never a good idea. Okay, so option number 1, okay, Nzola says 130 is going to be 65. Option number 2 is 75. Option number 3 is 85. Okay, so the live stream people can vote, and everybody else, you know what, this is actually, maybe it's one of those things, grade 10s, that it's so easy, it's difficult. So can you see there, guys, Karaba's put a MAM angle of a straight line. Quite right. Okay, if you have a look here, this red angle over here, plus the 115 next door, okay, are adjacent angles on a straight line, aren't they? Exactly, Karabo. Exactly. So sometimes things are so easy, they're difficult. There's another way we can work out this question too. We'll talk about that now. All right. So yes, we would have said EDB plus 115. What did the people vote for on the live stream?
I had a B. I have an A. Yes, we've got an A on the live stream.
Okay, all right.
And 2
so
B's.
A being 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job. Yes. So adjacent angles on a straight line. And there we go. EDB is going to be equal to 65. The other way that we could work out EDB is we could use exterior angle of a triangle. So in other words, angle EDB is the exterior angle of triangle ECB. So using exterior angle of triangle, what we could do, let's just get rid of that, is if we add together angle G and angle C, that will give us this angle on the outside. So can you see EDB can also be calculated by adding G, which we know is 17, to 48. We get 65, and we use exterior angle of triangle. Okay, so both of those would have been correct in this case. So it was actually a little bit easier than what you realized. Okay, so now this is going to be our exit ticket. Okay. That's this question over here. Sorry, I've moved it around a little bit. Okay. And obviously deleted a few bits and pieces, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just clear some space. Okay, so the challenge to you in the next 3 minutes is to work out the size of angle A1, E1, and C1. Okay, grade 10s, off you go. A1, C1, C1, and E1. Okay. Ready, steady, go. Oh, that's okay, Kwelebogile, no worries. Okay, so Maya, do you have an answer for A1?
I used the straight line. Can you hear me?
Just say again, Maya, I can't hear you.
Oh, I used the straight line equals to 180 degrees for A1.
Perfect. Perfect. So what did you end up with as the answer for A1?
I ended up with 44.
Oh, good. Well done. So you got 44 over here, and you said you used the adjacent angles on a straight line. Excellent, Maya. I'm really pleased. Perfect. Okay. And then Nizola says, I got 68 for C1 and for B1. Do you mean E1 maybe? Okay, Nizola, you have to tell me the reason why. What is the reason that E1 and C1 are both 68? Yeah. Do you know, Nizola? Can anybody help Nizola just in the last couple of minutes? Why does C1 equal E1? Okay, so this is something, a very sort of small reason. We have spoken about it this evening. Not the exterior angle of a triangle. No, good attempt though. Yes, Karaba, because the sides of the triangle are equal. So what do we call that? Angles opposite equal sides. It's really important for you, grade 10s. You've got to know that. Okay, so because side AC equals side AE, that means that angle C1 equals angle E1 because they are angles opposite equal sides. Okay, so what we could do in a situation like this, if we wanted to, is we could say, okay, well, let angle C1 be X, in which case we've got X plus X, so E1 and C1. We're going to add that to A1, which we know is 44. Let it add up to 180 because of the angles of a triangle. So that means that 2x is going to be equal to 136. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. And that means that x will be equal to 72. Okay, you said 68. Did I make a mistake? You got 68. Coco, did I make a mistake?
For some reason, I also got 68. Maybe my math is
What have I done?
180 minus 46.
Okay, so 36. So you got to take, hang on, you got to take 1.
Yes, ma'am, it's 68 because 100 divided by 2 is 50, and then 36 divided by 2 is 18. 50 plus 18 is 68.
I can't believe I'm confused. Okay, so angle A1, so that's this angle over here. Because if angle's on a straight line, that was equal to 44, right?
Ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, it's just you're dividing, that's a bit off. 136 divided by 2 should give 68.
Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Ugh. Okay. Long day. You see, grade 10s, we all make mistakes. Okay, my apologies. I'm just being silly. Okay, so x is equal to 68. All right, grade 10s, unfortunately, we're out of time. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you feel more confident now with the grade 8 work that you were supposed to know. And then at least next time we can get into the grade 9 and grade 10 work. And I'm going to hand you back to Coco. Thank you, Coco, for all your support.
Thank you, Lee. Hi, guys. Hello, everyone. I think this is our first lesson for term 4. Hey. Yeah, so it's so nice to see some or look at some familiar names and to see some new ones. Welcome to everyone who's new. My name is Coco. I'm also one of the teachers here at Watobe. I'm pretty sure you'll be seeing quite a bit of me as we go along. I'm just going to share my screen quickly. There isn't much for us to show you guys today. Oh, I need to get my thing on the right page. Oh, there we go. Share. All right. So I know that this says that the moderator is Tula. I am not actually Tula. My name is Coco. It's just that Tula had load shedding, as we all know so well. So I'm just filling in for him. You guys will probably see him again on Thursday. All right. So this is what we're going through today. I should actually put a tick in that lesson 1 box over there. So we're looking at previous geometry that we all should know. It's just the base, the foundation of everything that we've done so far in grades 8 and 9, and it should be very familiar to us. Okay, and then my leaderboard, it is empty. There is nothing on it. Hopefully by next week, we will see some wonderful, wonderful names on here, and it will be shining so bright, and we'll be able to congratulate some people. Hoping to see you guys doing as many exercises on the app as you can so that we can see your names on the leaderboard next time. Okay. This is our little guy. I think this is Rick. I don't know who's Rick or who's Morty, but it's one of the two of them. And yeah, he's just reminding us that maths is not a race. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're going very slowly, so we're going to get there. Okay, and we unfortunately don't have any homework because this is all grade 8 and grade 9 work. But I would suggest you guys go immediately after this, go hunt for that grade 9 textbook and go through all the geometry basics that we know from. It will probably have all the grade 8 and the grade 9 stuff in there, and make sure that you guys understand all of that because we're going to kick off the grade 10 stuff that you guys need to know from Thursday on. So just grab an old textbook, familiarize yourself with everything that you've done so far, and you guys should be okay. All right, that is it from our side for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We love having you guys with us. So we're hoping to see you guys again on Thursday. All right, bye-bye, everyone. We can unmute everybody.
Well done. Thank you for everything. Well done for participating.
Bye, David.